The beginning of the band formed kind of near the end of 2007, with Tom Alisa and myself meeting up, and we formed our first couple of EPs while we were all at a music college in New Zealand. And then around 2009, David and Jesse joined us as well, bass and drummer, and that's when we began forming Passive Me Aggressive You, which has just recently come out here. Me and Tom shared our first musical background bond over 9 Inch Nails, which went right back to high school. That's kind of where our friendship first kicked off, I guess, and there was a lot of mutual music passion between us with that kind of electronic rock and alternative music area.
In high school, I was always just singing in musicals and writing songs on a guitar, like Girl in a Bedroom, so more singer-songwriter type stuff. And when I met Aaron and Tom, we started writing more songs together, and I got to see the electronic side of what they do in their production, and that was a whole new world to me. So it was really, really great merging our two different skills all together. So yeah.
I didn't really know what I was getting into at the time either. I was doing a audio engineering and music production course, and didn't really have in my mind at all that I was going to be getting in a band or anything like that. And it's just as things slowly formed and the music came together, it's how it all ended up.
Aaron and I had known each other since we were about 5 years old, but the four guys, we all went to the same high school together, so we were all aware of each other and stuff. But in terms of the Naked and Famous, because like I said, I'd known Aaron for so long, I'd always known of what they were doing, what they were up to. So yes, I think the same goes for Jesse as well.
I went to high school with Tom, and we played in similar awesome metal bands at the time.
Jesse's metal band was real good. I used to love Jesse's metal band.
But when I actually was living out of Auckland when these guys started doing their first shows, and the first time I was going to go see them, I was driving to the city to go to the venue, and Tom called and said, "Don't bother, it's a real crappy gig. It's like a bad stage, and something else is not right." So I just turned around and went home. So I never actually saw them before I joined. So it's
Really?
True story. Yeah.
Interesting.
We've been working on EPs before we started writing the album stuff, and we released them in New Zealand. So we'd been a band for a little while, and we just figured out the way we work best, and we were kind of basically recruiting a drummer and a bass player who were going to step into the roles that the band already sort of had created for them, if you know what I mean. There was already a way that the band was going to work, and Jess and David just kind of understood everything about how it was going to work. We did do some auditions and stuff for other members, but we're more excited about bringing our mates into the band, to be honest, because it was just a really good mutual understanding about how everything was going to work and how serious everything was becoming and what we needed to do. So I don't know, it's just good chemistry, to be honest.
I killed the audition, actually.
He did.
His blonde hair won us over. It's a very integral part of
He killed the audition playing my bass. Didn't even have a bass guitar.
Through a PA.
Yeah, through a PA because there was no bass in.
My $150 bass.
We had to let Lisa have final approval on the two guys that were joining as well, given she's the one girl in the band. We had to make sure we were all gonna click.
Very considerate, aren't they?
It's very flattering. It's bizarre. It's quite unexpected as well. I don't know, just my idea of American radio, especially because we've been driving a lot, has been, I don't know, just heaps of 90s music and stuff. So it feels, I don't know, especially at some of the rock stations that we've been played on. Just Alice in Chains and Nirvana still rocking the airwaves. So
We're not complaining though.
It's bizarre, I think.
I think for a lot of the initial exposure with young blood outside of New Zealand as well, we were relying so much on what the internet and online media were doing. I mean, I guess Last FM is a perfect example as well. The fact that we were signing in and checking out, that different blogs had picked up on the track and stuff, in countries we'd never even, pushed ourselves in or anything like that. It was just kind of showing the power of the internet and how people are latching on through, social media and all that kind of stuff online.
Yeah, I mean, actually, initially it was always our baby, our child, between a gay couple. But
Then the thing about putting up the child for adoption, because they weren't sure if they could. They
Raise it.
thought if they got some influence from somewhere else, they could get it raised better. But then they figured out they're raising it best themselves.
We didn't bring in an uncle
Yeah.
or
Just leave it there. It was weird enough. That was definitely weird enough.
Well, you know how like a little kid always says like, oh look, there's Uncle blah blah, when there's not actually an uncle. It's just like a family close friend that
I
could be
had so
considered
many of
considered an
those.
uncle.
I had so many of them.
We didn't bring in an uncle. Yeah, we didn't bring in an uncle. We thought about it. We like the first two EPs we'd produced ourselves, and the album was forming, and we were kind of on a roll with it. And we did go through the stage where we were like, you know, do we look at bringing in some people to co-produce it? Do we look at bringing in people to mix it? And ended up just kind of going with gut instinct and sticking to producing it ourselves, and then getting someone else to mix it that really had the ears and the experience doing it to do the production justice.